Today we're going to talk about 4 foods and drinks that you should avoid.
I can't stop eating. Get in my belly.
Number 1 is fast foods. You know, fast foods, they're all over the place, and oftentimes you can get a cheap meal. You can pick up a meal. When I lived in America, I ate fast foods every meal practically. It was cheaper, convenient. However, it wasn't nutritious. And I gained a lot of weight when I was eating fast foods. It's very unhealthy for me. And I kept getting heavier and heavier. And I was wondering, like, why am I getting so heavy? Probably because I'm eating fast foods. Now, fast foods, they can be good to eat once in a while. It's nice to treat yourself. All these things we're going to talk about, it's nice to be able to indulge a little bit in them. I'm the first one to say I would do that. But the problem is that if we do it all the time, or we get addicted to eating fast foods all the time, or the other 3 things on the list, it could be big problems for our health. Obesity is one of the big problems with fast foods. Also, the nutrition in the food is really terrible, but it tastes good. And I love fast food, to be honest with you, but it should be regulated. It should be moderated, and we shouldn't use fast food as our main source of consumption. You should be able to cook good foods for yourself. There's broccoli, there's other good foods, salads, there's lots of things, even the meats. If you cook some burgers, it's good for you. You know, a lot of people say that eating hamburgers is bad for you, but eating meats is good in proportion, moderation. But it's important to cut the fast foods, visits down. It's okay to treat yourself, but don't make it a habit daily to have fast foods. Sugars is really bad for you. You know, sugars is one of the primary causes for cancers. It feeds the cancer cells. So we should try to avoid it. You know, sugars is everywhere. We really can't avoid the sugars. But the thing is hi bud, we should really watch what we're eating with the sugars. Don't overconsumption the sugars. One time I just bought a whole bunch of Cokes, 1.5, and I was drinking them like water. Do not do that. Do not consume sugar at such a high rate. My mother, before she passed away, rest in peace, she had a diabetes, and she's always testing herself, poking herself, and measuring her blood count. Why? Because she loved to eat ice cream. She just ate ice cream like addiction. And she would get like a half a gallon of pistachio nut. She would eat that half a gallon. I would buy like 6 Klondike ice cream bars, and I'd turn around and they'd all be gone. And guess who ate them? My mom. And she's like, I don't know who ate those. I know who ate them. My mom ate them. And she had a severe case of diabetes. So the sugar really causes trouble with your body. It's not healthy. And if you take too much sugar, it can cause diabetes and worse. So you want to regulate the amount of sugar you take in. We're all going to take sugar in. There's no doubt about it. But it's not about like not cutting completely sugar. It's about moderation of the sugar. And the third thing that we should avoid is processed foods. You know, there's lots of processed foods everywhere. It's difficult to get away from it, but we should just go ahead and control like what we eat. You know, like cup of noodles people eat. I ate cup of noodles a lot. And then when I realized how bad they were for you, I stopped eating the cup of noodles. We should watch what we eat. It's very important that we don't eat the wrong kind of foods. And like I say, if you go to, let's say, McDonald's, everything there is processed and it's not good for you. You know, the French fries are horrible, the hamburger is horrible, the Coke is no good. So you have a full meal and everything you eat is not good. It's all processed. It's just terrible, really, for your health. But it's okay to have it once in a while. I like that one. But do not make it a habit to be eating that on a regular basis. And also, if you just go to the store, you can look at all the different foods. It's always good to try to be healthy, to eat healthy. Eat lots of fruits, eat lots of vegetables, eat things that are healthy for you. Drink lots of water. You can have the sugar, like I say, but just go ahead and have it in moderation. Always be aware, like, oh, I'm having too much sugar, I should cut that down. The last thing we should talk about is drinking alcohol. I talked about that already. Alcohol is a terrible disease. I don't know why it's legal, but it's terrible. And it just totally destroys your life. You know, it gets you addicted to it, like a lot of bad substances. It doesn't really do any good. People always argue, like, if I drink wine, it's very good for me. It makes me smarter, makes me more healthy. I suppose if you take a little sip of anything, it's not going to kill you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you drink a lot of it, you can become addicted. And that's really the big problem, is addiction to everything. But alcohol really has no benefits for your health. And it just causes all kinds of problems. And like I say, if you have to alter your mind by drinking alcohol all the time, if you don't have a good life and your life is just involved around like drinking, then you probably don't have much of a life, right? Because you should be able to enjoy your life naturally, like live high on life. It's beautiful. You know, life is precious, life is short, and life is really a good thing to live. And you don't really need substances to enjoy your life. You can take up hobbies, you can do fun things, you can enjoy things that fulfill you, that in a sense take the place of, let's say, alcohol or getting high. So that's the main thing. And also, it's good for your body to do athletics, to do sports, to have certain hobbies, and it doesn't hurt you. But if you're over drinking, you're drinking poison, and poison is definitely is not good for your body. So that's one thing that you should cut altogether, is the alcohol. It's very horrible for your body, does you no good. It probably leads to an early death. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, talking about the 4 things you should not eat or drink. And it's important that you keep your health. Keep your health, maintain your health, because why? You have only one body, you have only one life, so you might as well enjoy that life. Don't distort it with bad things or shorten it by overeating sugars or processed foods or drinking or taking drugs or doing things that damage your body. It's very unhealthy, and it leads to a shorter life. Live your life as long as you can. That's my motto. But thanks so much for hanging out with us today on the beach, on the beautiful white beach of Boracay. And we appreciate you. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And we're going to talk more about some health things soon. But I appreciate you. Thanks so much. And we're going to see you, of course, we're going to see you next time.